Hey Colin, what you were feeling with your old friend, having trouble reconnecting with him, that's perfectly natural. I mean, it's just a fact of life that some friends are going to be your friends forever and others are just going to be your friends for a little while. I mean, all the people that you meet in like high school, you're going to make a ton of friends in high school, but after high school, you're probably going to talk to a handful of them. I mean, obviously, just think back to our group of friends that we used to all hang out with, during, lunch or, like, before class. There was, like, 15 of us, and now we talk to, like, maybe 5 of them? If that? I don't know. So, anyways, to answer your question about you were saying, like, do you end this friendship? And you kind of, like, trailed off and got a little weird. It almost sounded like you were asking if you should break up with your friend, as weird as that sounds. That's kind of what it sounded like you were saying. That being said, no, you don't have to break up with your friend. I suggest just let him fade away naturally. Like, you don't just tell them, oh yeah, I don't want to be your friend anymore, because that's going to make you sound like a terrible person, and it's probably going to make them a little confused and question what the hell is going on. But if you just slowly stop talking to the person, then it's like no harm done. And the fact that he, reached out to you after 3 years means that he still wants to be your friend. Sure, you guys don't have all the things in common like you used to, but as long as you maybe have like 1 or 2 things that you can both talk about and both enjoy together, that's all you really need. I mean, you don't need to be similar in every single aspect of your life. Also, to add to that, friendship, or even a relationship for that matter, shouldn't be something you need to work for. It should be something that comes naturally, that you don't have to stretch out about and really like push yourself into. For example, my dad has a friend that he grew up with and he knows for his entire life. They're still friends to this day, even though his friend lives in California. They barely ever see each other. They see each other, they make an effort to see each other, I want to say maybe at least twice a year, which is crazy to think about. This is a friend from grade school that he's hung on to through the years, all the way into, his adult life, who now lives across the country, but he still manages to stay in contact with them. And it's not like he's stressing out like, oh, I should call him this week, or like, blah, 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 I gotta make time to go out there and see him. It's just like, it's natural. Like, he doesn't have to, like, sit down and be like, oh, I should write him an email or something like that. It's just like, I don't know, it's like they're just like me and you. Like, they just talk like normal. And that's the key for not only friendship, but for, romance as well. Like, you can't... it's hard to find the words for this. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if both 2 people are willing to put in the same amount of effort, then there's no reason the friendship or relationship can't work. It becomes a problem when one person doesn't want to put in that effort and just kind of like fades away. So it kind of seems like you're questioning if your friendship with, I don't know his name, but your friendship with this person, you're questioning if it's even worth it. So you're starting to fade off, and you could just fade off. No harm done. That's completely possible. That's what happens to our friends from high school and grade school. We grow up and we move on and we fade apart. So that's really all I can think to say on that. Hopefully that little bit of, I guess, advice helps you out. I guess don't force it, but let it happen if you want it to happen. I don't know. So moving on to a new topic, or rather a old topic that I'm bringing back. You talked a lot about the Pokemon 20th anniversary and the re-release of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Now, I've stated my opinions on this, but in the meantime, quite recently actually, I downloaded an emulator on my cell phone, and I've been playing through Pokemon Blue on my phone. And it's really nice because I always have my phone on me, and it's just like carrying the old Game Boy. So it works out nice. But anyways, what I wanted to say off this point was playing Blue again made me realize even more to the fact of how messed up Generation 1 Pokemon was. And it, replaying Blue now has really solidified my conclusion that I'm not going to get these remakes for the 3DS. Like I mentioned in the previous video where I talked about this, the only number one way I'm going to get these remakes, not even remakes, but these re-releases of these games, is if we can take these Gen 1 Pokemon and send them into our Pokemon bank to move up to these new games. Which, personally, I highly doubt will happen, but it would be very, very cool if we could do that. Because recently, not recently, but a while ago, I played a challenge. You actually did the challenge with me. We only wanted to use Gen 1 Pokemon in our X and Y games. And to find the Pokemon that we wanted for Generation 1, they were very hard to find. Like, I wanted a Hitmonchan, and it took me forever to figure out how I could get Hitmonchan into X and Y. So anyways, I don't want to ramble on about that anymore, because I kind of did that before, and if you really, really want to know more, let me know, because from playing Blue again, I have so much more to say on this topic. And, yeah, so that's my question for you, and also, moving on to a brand new subject, have you or are you going to see the new Deadpool movie? I just saw it earlier today, and I've got opinions. I thought it was good, but honestly, for me personally, I think it was a little overhyped. Not to say that it wasn't a great movie, but I don't know. I don't want to talk about it if you haven't seen it yet. So let me know if you want to talk about that kind of stuff, and hopefully my advice with your friend will pay off for you. See ya. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. This was kind of like a weird advice type video. If you like this type of video, be sure to let me know in the comments and hit thumbs up on this video. I mentioned Pokemon and Deadpool at the end of this video. If you guys want to hear something on those topics, let me know in the comments as well, and have a great one.